Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon from wherever you're tuning in across the world. Welcome back to Blues Fans TV. And for the third day in a row, I have come to bless your screens once again. It's your boy, Viper Sport Fuad in the building. Today, we're going to go into many topics on this press conference review, injury news, and a lot of Ziyech talk today. Rashad, I see you, my friend. How are you guys doing, first and foremost? Today, it's a bit of a relaxed day, bit of a tea and chill type of day, because we had our we had a very intriguing night last night. It was quite demanding as a fan. You were there watching it, and it was just a cold, wet, muddy evening in Barnsley, and I could almost feel the motivation of the players, especially in that first half. It was just barely there. Okay, it wasn't the best performance at all. Barnsley came out. They really took to the name Bar and started playing like Barcelona. And they just seemed to come with confidence. I did mention this on yesterday's pre-game show, and I said the fact that these men played us already. They had their game against us. So, second time around, they've got nothing to lose. They know what they're going to get. Maybe a bit more of a different Chelsea, of course. Actually, no, quite a bit of a different Chelsea compared to the one they played under Frank Lampard. But they knew what the task was at hand. They knew the scale of the task, and they came out and they put their balls on the line. But quite simply, they just went for it, and you got to give them respect for that. Many things I think if you take into account, I don't want to start making excuses for the lads, but think about it. Barnsley, I don't think their motivation was they were quite unprofessional, but I think it was more so as well, not because of that main fact, but there was also the point of they've been playing so much games under the new manager already with the space of 2 weeks. We've barely had enough training time, enough rest time, and also the rotation of the squad that was made yesterday, which I was happy about. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to see the squad rotated, but it does, affect and hinder the performance a little bit of the boys because you just don't know what you're gonna get on the field. So I don't really blame him. The pitch wasn't the greatest yesterday. I know I'm sounding like the geezer of AFTV, but the pitch actually wasn't the greatest. You can tell that from literally watching it on TV. It just looked very mucky and yucky. It just didn't look like a fun pitch to play on. Barnsley obviously used to that pitch, and the boys probably weren't used to it, but that's not an excuse. We really should have done better. Big shout out to Tammy Abraham. Not only did he get the goal, but my man was back defending. I didn't know Tammy Abraham was a defender back in the day. Did you? I didn't. I had no idea. But apparently he was. And he saved our back because that goal in clearance, and there was another few times where he did something like quite well defensively. It was good. Kepa Arrizabalaga also had a few good saves as well. I think the one that stands out was the one where it was literally like 2 yards out and he made a quick reaction with his foot. So that was good. But other than that, what can you take away from it? We just got to be better. Before I get into all the Ziyech talk, obviously we've got a massive game coming up against Newcastle United. Won't be reviewing it. We'll save the review for the weekend. But injury news, let's have a look. So obviously Christensen did come off yesterday, but it was just more of a headache, not a head injury. So he might have had a little. I mean, I don't blame him. You don't really, he must have took onto the pitch at Oakwell and thought, where the bloody hell am I? I really don't want to play, and he gave himself a headache, and he just came off. So bless him. I hope he has some paracetamol and recovers because he's been all right, hasn't he? So Christensen, it wasn't like a head injury or anything. The two players that will miss out on the Newcastle game is Thiago Silva. So I think Tuchel said in the press conference, if I remember correctly, that he's not. It's not been long enough for him to recover. He says Thiago Silva. He didn't. It's too soon for Thiago. We are aiming for Southampton and trying hard. So let's see if we make it, but we cannot promise. So he could be out for longer than Southampton. He could miss 2 more games. Which, thinking about it, I said it's all right. He can miss the Barnsley game, but do we really want him to miss the what's good, my guy? Do we really want him to miss the Newcastle and Southampton game? No, because they're both huge games at this point of the season. We've got to deal with potentially going forth without our potential best player, definitely our best defender. Big loss there in the two biggest games of the season coming up against both Newcastle and Southampton. We'll get on to Pulisic in a bit. But yeah, I'm just really disappointed that we won't be able to see Thiago Silva play. I hope he has a quick and speedy recovery. And like Tuchel mentioned in the last press conference, Thiago's a ultimate professional. I mean, that's one thing that's been said about him quite a lot recently, is that he's the ultimate professional. So I can see him recovering well, being strong at home, focusing on recovery more than anything. So please listen, Thiago Silva, make sure you're having your vitamins. Make sure you're having extra protein, my friend. Do your stretches in the morning. Do whatever you've got to do. But please, let's hope to see you back against Southampton, because we're going to miss you at Newcastle. It's going to be a big miss. Another player we're missing at Newcastle is Kai Havertz. What did he say about Kai? Let's have a look. I'm not sure if he's out of training today, but he will miss out on the match as well. So yeah, it's too close, too soon for Kai Havertz to come back. He said Timo Werner might be coming back, so we'll see about that. But there is no Kai Havertz. He didn't really go into depth about Kai coming back, so it looks like Kai's just going to be sat out for this one as well. Will we miss him? I don't think, not so much. Mount's been fantastically on form. We've got Kovacic and Jorginho running the midfield. Also, Havertz in whatever positions he plays, I think we've got it pretty much covered at the moment, which is kind of funny to say. We spent so much money on him, and we're not necessarily going to miss him. But I hope he has a speedy recovery, because these are the things that hinder the likes of Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, their opportunity to actually improve. Like, bro, Ziyech is the one I'm going to get into in a bit. Don't worry. The title says Ziyech. We're going to get into Ziyech. But Timo actually didn't have injuries, did he? Did he have an injury? He has an injury now, so that's kind of hindering his confidence, because he was starting to get back on track. Havertz, did Havertz have another injury this season? I'm not sure. Pulisic is the prime example. Pulisic had like 2 or 3 injuries already in the last season and a half, and that kind of did hinder his progress. I mean, we're seeing it right now. He's not the Pulisic that we saw at the end of last season, where he was like literally running the show due to his injuries, obviously. But hopefully we'll be seeing him back at his best, because I just want to see these man get the time, and it's just, I don't get it. I don't know why we're having so much injuries. Oh, Kai was out for COVID, by the way. I forgot about that. So it wasn't exactly a physical injury. It was the virus that hindered Kai Havertz's progress. So yeah, that is the injury news right now. And before we get onto Ziyech's news, I actually want to pick up on this news that Tuchel spoke about. And for me, I don't know about you guys. I'm going to pull it up on the screen right now. For me, this is fantastic. This is exciting. And this is what I love to see. It's absolutely what I love to see. So I don't know if you guys have caught me on any other show, but I have a massive admiration, as many of you do, for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Much love to Callum. He's a fantastic talent. And I've been wanting to see this man become a regular starter in our team for a very, very long time. Let me just take this comment off. How do I do that? Let me do this. Okay, so yeah, and when Frank was appointed, I think one of the most gas things that we were feeling was the fact that he was going to implement the youth very well, which he did. Fair play. He brought in the likes of Tammy Abraham, even Odoi, and Mounts. So we saw that. But when we move on to an international type manager, as we have done so many times in our recent history, it doesn't necessarily seem to pull off that way. We see 1 or 2 breakout academy youth players, but we don't necessarily see it continuously. One thing about Thomas Tuchel, though, as you can read the headline there, the academy is the backbone of any club, making it very, very clear he understands the importance of a academy. The subtitle there says Thomas Tuchel discusses changing Callum Hudson-Odoi's position throughout a match and how this can throw off the opponent. Let's read into that a little bit, actually, because I remember him saying a few good points, actually. Oh, it's a highlight. I thought it was an article. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I remember. He was emphasizing the fact that at any of his last clubs, he's always tried to implement youth, both at PSG and at Dortmund. I think he brought Pulisic along at Dortmund. So I know Pulisic signed for Dortmund, but he still was he's still flipping young now. So it was well young when he was at Dortmund. So yeah, it was. It's good to see a manager have that type of sauce about them. You know, the youth sauce is necessarily, and especially our club, man. Like our club is the home of breeding exceptional talent year after year after year after year. But we don't seem to have one that's broken out and become a superstar. Like Mount is doing it now, slowly becoming a very good player and he's a regular starter, England call-ups, and he's on his way to be a very, very good player. But we haven't had that youngster who's solidified it over a long period of years, just because of the fact that we don't give them the opportunity. So for Tuchel to come out and say this, it's very exciting. And then the fact that he's talking about changing positions, someone actually mentioned him. I asked him in the press conference. They were like, if a player can change position, does that suit you, your style? And he was like, if they do, that's great, but I don't think he's focused on that. So that's even more intriguing, the fact that he can sort of adapt it around it. I see an Arsenal fan in the comments. We won the FA Cup the most times. Listen, you're watching Blues Fans TV. That is the highlight of Arsenal's season right now. So don't even get started on some absolute trash nonsense that we do not want to hear, my friend. Arsenal for, I'm not even going to finish that name because I just realized what the name is. So even Mark G, he says he's not even a Chelsea fan, but Arsenal suck. Like, brother, if I were you, I'd either change that profile picture to a Chelsea picture or just leave the chat. One of the two, mate. You've got to pick yourself. So, yeah, no Arsenal comments around here, please. It's strictly Chelsea, only blue, the best team in London. And if you want to talk about FA Cups, run your FA Cups. How many Champions League has Arsenal won? And we'll just close the argument right there. Nothing else to be said. All right? Get out of yourself. Get out of yourself. All right. Moving on. Where were we? I've lost my train of thought. You guys, by the way, you can ask me any question you want about the games, and put your thoughts down as well about the game, and then I'll put them on the screen and we'll react together and discuss it and chop it down. Let's talk about Ziyech. Hola, Fuad, how are you doing? I'm doing very fantastic. I've just enjoyed a top-notch quality cup of tea. And it's fantastic, I've got to say. Mark G is a Chelsea fan, so thank you, Mark G, for backing me and backing the whole squad, I guess. All right, let me stop this. Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech, man. Oh, my days, bro. The good thing about it is we didn't spend mad money to buy him, because that seems to be our downfall. When we buy a player for some ridiculous fee and he doesn't shine, that's been our downfall. But thankfully, we didn't spend mad money on Hakim Ziyech. We only spent, I think, 35 million, which in this day and age, this market, it's not a lot of money at all. To be fair to the guy, there's two things. First season, right? I said this yesterday. First season of, I'm going to pull this comment up here because I think it's nonsense. Sorry, Maru1. Ziyech is not finished. I'm going to get onto this point. Any player that comes to the Premier League needs time to adapt. Look how they're treating Mohamed Salah now. Look how they're treating him. Talking about the best player in the world, the best player in the Prem, man scoring goals, left, right, and centre. Helped Liverpool win the Champions League, helped them win the Premier League. However, when he was at our club, he was pretty much of a reject. We didn't really look at him to be the next big thing. He had potential when he first signed, didn't actually go on to be anything at the club. Moved and did bits. So if you take those examples into your head, person like Ziyech who comes in and does what he does, you gotta give him time. Few other things. Injuries have hindered him big time. As you saw earlier on, I was talking about injuries and how they've hindered so many of our players' progress this year. Hakim Ziyech is probably one of the biggest ones, because not only did he have the injury in the very first preseason game against Brighton, which he put in a fantastic ball, if you remember that. Timo Werner scored. Wow. If you think back to that Brighton game, right? The way Ziyech bummed that ball in. Who was it? I think it was Reece James at the end. No, it was Tammy Abraham at the end of it, touching it down. And then Timo finishing it. What a dream that was. But that one ended pretty quickly, just like a terrible nightmare. Too early to write off Ziyech. He will adapt. We all know his quality. Yeah, I'm getting onto that. So, yeah. Injuries have not helped him, and after that first injury, he did suffer from a second injury against, was it Leeds United? I think it was the Leeds game. So he's had two big injuries to deal with, and it's just not helped him transition into the Premier League. Now, when I watched him last night, I expected better. I can't lie. I did. Because it was Barnsley. Now, I know you've come from the Eredivisie, but when you're playing, especially for Chelsea, when you're playing in the cup against a lower league team, and this is your one chance after your injuries to shine, I just expect you to do better. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. You haven't been up to scratch. You've been through the trenches with your injuries. We want to see you do your bits. But, oh, yeah, he was just giving the ball away left, right, and center, man. Like, it was not fun to watch at all. Yeah, Hudson-Odoi. Oh, correction, my bad. Yeah, if it was Hudson-Odoi, even better. We saw flipping Ziyech put the ball in. Hudson-Odoi touched the ball down, and Werner finished the build up. So yeah, this is my thing. He showed no effort last night. I did see sparks, little bits, like a second of when he gives the ball away, tries to run, and then like, oh, all right, it's gone. Let me just fiddle back to my spot. I don't want to see this. That has to change. Like, that is the biggest part of his game that needs to change. Now, whether that's down to mentality, whether that's down to the experience of playing in the Eredivisie and not playing in the Premier League, or whether that's down to injury, we'll not know. But if Ziyech needs to improve, one thing is his effort and his actual gameplay involvement. Because when you give the ball away, you can't just stand around and feel sorry for yourself. I'm sorry, you cannot do that. He's been good most times he's played. I mean, we talk about he's been good most times he's played. Are you talking about like the few things he's done by putting a ball in or doing a few tricks or skills here and there, a little bit of a drip? Other than that, like, we've seen most of the game, like majority and chunks of the game. You can't turn into match of the day. You can't turn into Gary Lineker and them, man, by grabbing a clip and thinking he's the best thing since Eden Hazard. You can't do that because ultimately it's your all-round game. I always go back to that Manchester City reference of when he gave the ball away, didn't even track back. Suppose Werner gets his form and starts scoring goals. Do we need any transfers? It's an intriguing one. It'll all come down to what Thomas Tuchel wants to do. I guess when you say transfers, you're going to be referring to the Haaland one. And it only depends what he wants to do with Tammy Abraham. Now, Tammy Abraham definitely proved the point last night. Can he do that in the Premier League? He's got experience playing in the Championship, so I expect him to play good in against Championship level sides. Can he do that against Newcastle? We'll have to wait and see. But it'll come down to what Tuchel thinks. Anyway, yeah, Ziyech looked like he was in. This is the thing. He has that element about him which I don't enjoy watching. It's just. It was a very flawed performance. And if this was against a Man United or a Man City or a Aston Villa or a Leeds United, even Sheffield United, for God's sake, you could say, all right, these are Premier League teams who play very hard. I understand. And I guess you can make that argument about Barnsley being, a lower league team with nothing to lose, wanting to win. But it was just, there was so many times where he just looked weak and he just didn't look like a Chelsea player. He didn't look like Ziyech, the Ziyech that we were going to sign. But I don't know. I really don't know if it's leagues, confidence, injuries. I don't know which one it is. It could be all of them. So yeah, and realistically at this point, I know Ziyech, we want to see him a bit more CAM type position, but as a right winger, if we ever went back into that positioning, Callum Hudson-Odoi outplays him in that position every day of the week. He wins that position every single day of the week. There's no doubt in my mind that Hakim Ziyech gets dropped over Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm sorry. Keep Ziyech at cam, not on the wing. We need pace there. His quality, give him time. So that's the thing. Cam is probably his best position. Kind of played there yesterday. It was kind of a slash right wing role as well, but I think they played two behind the striker. He still gave the ball away. It wasn't like he wasn't slow. He just didn't look good. Like every time he had the ball, he didn't look good, man. It wasn't what you expected from Hakim Ziyech against Barnsley. Come on, not trying enough hard to win it back. Yeah, the match was awful overall. I do give the whole thought that I don't want to stick it on Ziyech too much. The game itself was just dead, terrible. Like. Watching it and watching Barnsley's ground, all due respect to Barnsley, but I'm sorry, man. I was demotivated on my flat ass sitting with my PJs on and watching the game. I was like, So I can only imagine what the players would look like, but you got to be more professional. I don't think that was the case, though. Like I said in the beginning of the show, I think it was more so just Barnsley came, man. You got to understand these teams have nothing to lose, absolutely nothing to lose. So they're gonna come and put on a show regardless. And they were at home. They're used to that muddy pitch, bro. It looked like Peppa Pig's flipping muddy puddles, bro. Like it was crazy. But yeah. So they therefore played a part. That's Ziyech's persona in general. Yeah, he seems like a very laid back geezer. Like just oh yeah, I show up and yeah, he's completely the opposite of Eden Hazard, isn't it? If you think about it, like I know Hazard was a left winger and Ziyech is like more of a right attacking mid. It's just different, man. Completely different personas. And like he was trying to do what he's been doing, but he needs to adapt. And again, these are the things that are valid arguments all around the board, my friend. All around the board, they're very valid arguments because maybe that is the point. Maybe he's so used to the Eredivisie that he doesn't know how to adapt to the Premier League, or he's just sort of suffering right now. Maybe that is a big factor. But I'm gonna just give him time because he's not had enough playing time still, and he's had many injuries. So I'm gonna give him time. Which lone player are you looking forward to coming back? The one lone player I want to come back is Fikayo Tomori. I know he's got an option to stay at AC Milan. They've got an option to buy. I really want to see him back. I think I didn't really understand the transfer of Hakim Ziyech. I've been saying his name too much. I didn't really understand the transfer, to be honest. But you know, what can you do? How can you control a ball in such a field? Yeah, I guess, but when you're a professional footballer, regardless, you've made it to the hardest level of football. You should be able to control. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself here because I said maybe they played bad because of the type of pitch that they were playing on. But realistically, if you're a professional football player who's played at the highest level for Ajax and Chelsea, you should be used to playing on those pitches. But, you know, whatever. We got to move. All we need is goals. Our finishing's just been dreadful. I mean, granted, we won yesterday with the one goal, but even that was a tap in, bro. Like that was a nothing special. The build up, actually, the build up was good. Pulisic's nice at a ball, slides it through to Reece James, and Reece James's just composure was ridiculous, and a good spot as well. Which lone player? Oh, I've read that already. The coach was wrong talking about him before the game, putting the pressure on him in such a chat. No, well, I don't think he was wrong to talk about him. I mean, that's the whole point of a press conference. People like, bro, okay, listen to yourself. The point of a press conference is that the press are going to ask questions about the players that are not playing, especially new players who've come in for a lot of money. There's going to be questions asked. So I don't think you can just put the blame on Thomas Tuchel here at all, because, you know, if anything, they gassed him, which I'm going to actually pull up. I've got the article ready to pull up. I've not pulled it up yet. They were gassing him before the game. I don't know what you're on about. Here we go. Let's try and find it. This is actually quite interesting. His latest performance saw him hooked against Barnsley in the FA Cup, where he lost possession. I don't even want to say that number. Like, that is a mad number, lads. 25 times. 25, lads, against Barnsley in the cup. That is incredible. The most out of anyone else on the football pitch. Wow. Incredible. But let me go to the good part of that. Here we go. I think it was this. Yeah. According to the Athletic, his ability to find space and time despite the restricted space has been particularly impressive. Tuchel has inherited actually, no. That's what the coaches were sort of discussing. I think it was. I'll just find the exact point, but the coach was on about how good he is in training. So they were gassing him up more than anything. You know, the coaches were wowed by him on the here. Chelsea star Hakim Ziyech has been wowing coaches in training, though he's yet to replicate that form for the Blues on the pitch. It comes amid a season of turmoil through injury, though Thomas Tuchel has a task on his hands. His task is huge. He's got to unlock the potential of Kai Havertz, Ziyech, and Werner. Not one of them has been up to scratch. But if you see this article right here, Chelsea star Hakim Ziyech has been wowing coaches in training. You need to do that on the pitch, my friend. That's the biggest thing. Are you bringing Noah up? I'm like virtual acrobat, you know. That's the OG of my channel right there, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, at Viper Sport, go and check it out. We do live streams of every other game as well. So I'm doing one tomorrow for the Liverpool game, Liverpool against Leicester City, and then I'll be live for match of the day. Yeah, I do a match of the day watch along, just talk about everything that's happened, and I'll do a little preview to the Newcastle game for that as well. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that. It's called Viper Sport. But no, Noah was meant to come on. I don't think he's coming on. It's just going to be me discussing with you guys, me and you, just me and you, my friend. This is the best thing. We mustn't forget it's been raining. So it's been raining. Yeah, it's been raining for both sides, blood. This is the thing. Yeah, so the pitch was terrible. The pitch was terrible. Where we go. I am Moroccan and I wish Ziyech will leave this summer. He's nah. Relax, boys, relax. You man are getting way too ahead of yourself. Ziyech, that is silly. That is silly, bro. I'm sorry, Moroccan page. We want to see him stay. We want to see him improve. What happened the last time when Salah wasn't part of the plans or Kevin De Bruyne wasn't part of the plans? You talk about those two names. They're powerhouse names, my friend. Those are powerhouse names. The funny thing is, even though Ziyech is playing like how he is, it still makes Willian the comment Robbie made about Willian still funny. Like the offing Willian's better than Ziyech. It's to this day. I mean, yeah, I think Ziyech will still prove them wrong. So I'm cool with that. How do you pronounce Tuchel? It's Tuchel. I don't know why I said Tuchel. Tuchel. Ziyech to Juventus or AC Milan, they want him so, but they're not going to get him. We just signed him. He is in our plans. I think he's lost his position as a right winger, but definitely as a right attacking mid, he's going to have enough chances. Is Giroud leaving this summer? That's going to come down to what Tuchel wants to do. Does he want to have a powerhouse striker that he can rely on, and does Olivier Giroud still want to be third place? If Giroud leaves, I can really see a Haaland coming in. And like I mentioned earlier, someone said, would Haaland come to Chelsea in the summer? He could. He very well could come to Chelsea. It just depends on what Tuchel wants. Does Tuchel want to stay with the system we've got with the likes of Timo Werner, Tammy Abraham, and Olivier Giroud? If they start banging in goals, he probably might want to keep it that way. But if they don't, and they keep going at the rate they're going at, he probably might sell one of the players, and whoever falls into the weakest link of that, it'll be between Giroud and Abraham. It won't be Werner because we've just signed him, so one of them will go, and then Thingy will come in, Haaland, if we can get him. Who would you like to see come into this summer? Haaland. I actually would love to see Haaland come in, just because of this guy's stats is ridiculous. What was it, like 25 games, 25 goals for Dortmund? It's obviously more now. And he's just, the way he plays, when you watch him, the speed, the strength, he's not a player that you look at and think he's going to struggle in the Premier League, because his all-round game seems to look so much like very solid. You don't have doubts that Haaland's going to come and struggle, not only because of the fact that he's a star boy, but he's a very, very good player. So yeah, man, I want to see Haaland come in. I want to see I want to sign a centre back as a backup. I heard there's talks about Boateng. I wouldn't mind seeing Boateng at Chelsea, to be honest. Bro, I heard it's not Tuchel, but Tuchel. Not sure. I call him Tuchel. Guys, I want to ask you a question. Mount would have been better against Barnsley. Ziyech should have played against Newcastle. It's kind of an opposite, isn't it? Ziyech should have still played good against Barnsley. We're playing against a lower league team. Mount needs rest. Mount is our most important player going forward. Just being the glue for the team. Him as a midfielder, he's just holding it down. As Manas just said there, Mount backs must be hurting from carrying Chelsea this season. 100%. So I don't need to see Mason Mount against Barnsley. That doesn't need to happen. Ziyech needed to happen because it's game time he's going through. Mount needed to rest. Guy's been playing since Lampard came in. Yeah, man, he needed a break. 100%. I've been saying that for a long time. We're getting backup right wing from PSG. Who? Mount. Oh, I read this already. Brett Haaland is a striker, and we're Chelsea. Of course, he's going to struggle for us. I doubt it, though. Honestly, I really doubt it. I can't lie, lads. My tea's finished. Yeah, it was a nice tea. You know, it's a good tea, yeah, when the tea stains are on the side of the cup. you know it's been a good tea because then you know you've been like drinking it properly. Yeah, my throat is dried up, so I'm gonna be a bit more quieter. But we might do a bit of ASMR transfer news. That was so sus. We have Malang Sarr though. Yeah, he's out on loan. He might be a good sort of centre back option. I don't know though. I need to know more about Malang, so I need to watch him carefully to understand what he's going to bring. Upamecano has confirmed that he wants to leave to Bayern in the summer. Your thoughts? Those are the things where when you say your thoughts, like what do we expect? Does he say, "Nah, I'm going to choose Chelsea over Bayern Munich"? Like Bayern's the spot right now, bro. They won the flipping World Club Cup. So do you know how many trophies they have now? Ridiculous thing. They have too many. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, let's see. Let Ziyech bulk up. He'll be brilliant with a bit more muscle. Got little twig legs at the moment, and it the best for the Premier League. I think it's not even about bulk. Yeah, bulking is like, do you want to get actually bigger? I think he just needs to improve his like actual strength, like core strength as a midfielder, because he seems to struggle. You're right with holding the ball down. So defo is something he needs to work on. But is it that like is his strength his biggest weakness? Because he didn't have that issue. I guess the Eredivisie isn't as physical as the Premier League, but you got to take into account, like I mentioned already, his injuries and whatnot. Mount Ziyech, Timo, is it possible? Yeah. What do you mean? Is it possible? It is possible. Drink water then, Yusuf. I have no water around me, and I don't want to leave the stream to go and get water and come back. Oh, drink water. Was that an inside joke? I don't really know. Ziyech was incredible before his injury. Remember, guys, he was good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the very first game of the season, the pre-games thing is it was very good against Brighton. This is a comment I like. Haaland is mentally strong, as was Costa and Drogba. Our strikers that struggled was mentally fragile, aka Morata and Torres. I agree so much with this comment because Haaland just reminds me of what a Chelsea striker should be. Just strong, fierce, does not give an F. Like literally, the geezer is mad. He don't care about press conferences. He'll just be like, "So Haaland, was that a good game? Yeah. What was good about it? The goals." Like he don't care about no press conferences. He wants to score goals. He's a maniac striker, and I love that. Physical, don't give an F, ready to start beef with any man on the pitch, regardless of who you are. Yeah. Whereas Morata and Torres, mentally, they weren't there, bruv. Morata more than Torres, by the way. Put respect on Fernando Torres' name. So, yeah, Haaland is a very, very Chelsea type striker, 100%. Plus, Haaland is coming from the German league. You know what happened then when two players came from Bundesliga. That's just not every player's going to be the same, is it? Just because flipping, I don't know, you buy two types of biscuit for your cup of tea from Morrison's. If they're both Morrison's brand, doesn't mean they're both going to be the same. One might be chocolate flavored, one might be just plain biscuit. We've got two plain biscuits at the moment. Can they turn into chocolate flavor? I hope so, but I think Haaland is already chocolate flavor. So I think it's a as Pav would say. How do you say it in Croatian? I don't know what the word was, but it was like it's nothing, it's nothing. Send Ziyech on loan to Bayern for bulking. Yeah, I know a few of their players have bulked up, haven't they? Werner and Haaland is going to be like Drogba and Anelka for us. It's an interesting dynamic, but I don't think Anelka was like Werner. Anelka was his own striker, bro. It was interesting. Anelka was a very interesting striker. You enjoyed watching him play. Costa and Drogba had Mourinho too. Don't forget that. Yeah, but I don't think that's the biggest thing. I think without Mourinho, even those two are legendary. Like Drogba is just the Mamba mentality, tough, rigid, rough striker, and Costa. I mean, we saw it when he wasn't at Chelsea. We saw it at Atletico. Kind of not as much. Obviously, kind of dropped from his prime. But before that, he's and the World Cup as well. He's just a nasty, nasty man. So we loved having him there. We had him at his prime, I think. Let's see. Guys, it's the stadium that made Ziyech look bad. You can't drive a Lambo in a bad condition road and say, what a trash car. It could be a fact, Abdel Rani. I understand your argument. I really do. But unfortunately, humans are not like cars. Um, where a Lambo gets built in a factory or whatever manufacturer, a footballer goes through the stages to get to the very top. You cannot be built on Stamford Bridge. You are born, you go through Sunday League, you go through playing in the rough and rigid grounds, you go and you end up playing for Ajax, then you end up playing for Chelsea. So it's not a matter of, oh yeah, we just dropped Ziyech and he's always played at a Wembley type pitch. He's built himself to get there. So that's my counter attack to the fact that, oh yeah, he's not used to playing on a crap pitch. You're a professional footballer. It's professionalism, you know? But hey, don't get me wrong. He might be very used to playing at a very good pitch because he's a good player and he's played on good pitches for a very long time. So that may be the case. Okay, let's see. Don't know if you spoke about it today, but Gilmour has a great future at Chelsea. He's just too good. Was the only shining thing in midfield and deserves more game time in the Premier League. Yeah, 100%. Billy Gilmour from the box I saw yesterday did all right. I want to say it's his best game. And again, I missed like a chunk of the first half, so I missed what if he did anything there. But yeah, from what I saw, good. And I know that Billy Gilmour's good anyway, regardless. But Billy Gilmour's fantastic. So it's just his battle. He's got a big battle ahead of him. He has to go and compete with the likes of Kovacic and Jorginho, and Kante's still going to be ahead of him. Kante wasn't exactly A1 yesterday. He had his bits and bobs where he gave the ball away and just didn't look as strong. But he played all right. Captained the team. Gilmour definitely has a future at Chelsea, and not just only because of let me just pull this up, how good he is, but also because of this Tuchel. This man's would be the man to give him that option. Academy is the backbone of any club. He said it before, and he's saying it. He's proven himself to stick to his word as well with that, because he's done it at PSG and he did it at Dortmund. We have so many players on loan. Yeah, 100%. Morata's not on loan. He sold him. Hi, Dave. How's it going? Carl says, hope you're well, bro. Love the content. I'm one of the presenters for Newcastle Fan TV. Just wondering if you wanted to do a preview before Monday night. Of course, mate. Slide into my DMs on Instagram and we'll sort it out. So it's, what is my Instagram? Viper Sport TV. And just let me know where you came from. What are your thoughts on Conor Gallagher? A good player, very good player, but it's, again, what I said yesterday, Chelsea's team, having a good academy is one of those things for us where we'll have so many young prospects to deal with that not all of them will make it, and because we'll have so much money to spend on really good players. So it's a blessing, but also a curse at the same time. It's a difficult one for Chelsea fans to deal with. So yeah, but again, it goes with the headline right there. The academy is the backbone of any club. It looks like Tuchel likes that. So it looks like Tuchel will be using those guys in the future to try and keep his team as solid as possible. Guys, just a little more of a warning. If you haven't already liked this video, please make sure to do that right now. Just literally, if you're watching it like this, turn it like that, just click the like button. I'm gonna have actually a look about how many of you guys have liked it, because if you haven't, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed. And I'm gonna give you another awarded. We've got 54 likes. We got the same amount of likes than we have viewers. That's all right. Make sure to continue liking the video. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, it is Viper Sport. But before you do that, subscribe to this very channel right here. Tony says, have you heard about the swap Eriksen for Jorginho 20 million? Yeah, I wouldn't go for that, because Eriksen's in a bit of a lost world right now. I think he doesn't know what he wants, because he wanted to move from Tottenham. Now he wants to come back to the Premier League. He's lost. 20 million is not a lot of money in this day and age's market. And Jorginho has fit into Tuchel's plan completely and literally just slotted in. I would not change him. I would not take him out of the squad. I would not sell him. Not at all. So, no. Yeah, I wouldn't go for that deal. I don't think it's worth it at all, to be honest with you. I'll stick with what we have, to be honest. Yeah, any other questions? I'm going to stay on here for maybe like 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to shoot, as I really need some water, boys. My throat is absolutely dry. It's drier than Barnsley's pitch yesterday. Oh, wait, hold on. Does that make sense? Because their pitch was pretty muddy. So I don't think that makes sense. Uh, Ericsson is awful. Yeah. So he was good when he played for Spurs. He was a very good player. Could bang in a free kick here and there, but is he worth letting Jorginho go for? I do not think so. And another thing, he won't be used to the Premier League again. He's just had time out in the Majig, whatever you want to call it, the uh, the Italian league. So I don't think he's gonna have the pace. Like he's not played in the Premier League for a while now. So nah, I ain't going for it. I think we need to score more goals in games. 0-0, 2-0, 2-1, 1-0 are some of the games, and it's not good. Yeah, finishing has to be our biggest priority now. Thoughts on Kepa now? Still a backup, in my opinion, just because you had one good game against. It was another thing what I said about the Barnsley game yesterday before the game. It's a weird one because it's time for those guys to prove the guys that haven't played prove what they can do. But at the same time, it's just gonna go back to but he's against Barnsley, so it's not gonna happen. Dave Mealing, you're not gonna. I'm not Robbie, bruv. You're not gonna catch me out with those ones. But I think that player at Shakhtar Donetsk, I think he sprays it fantastically. He can spray a ball over the top, absolutely top-notch quality style. I think man like Nater, I'll say the last name just because it makes more sense. He can spray one and deliver one fantastic. He just gets it in the hole every single time. So. Oh my god, what is this, bro? A Friday night absolute waffle session. Moonwolf, thoughts on Celtic CDM? Well, he's a great player, the Celtic Mike. It's that Celtic he's just a bit small, so I don't know if he can cut it in the Premier. Robbie, take notes, bruv. This is how you deal with these comments. Robbie, take notes. Raptor, that one's just out there. He's not even going to get used because I don't even know what to say. Yeah, he's short and great on the ball. He's absolutely quality. The dribbling is fantastic that the kid has at Celtic. Oh my gosh. Official fantasy PL genius. Thoughts on Ziyech rumors? Do you think he may leave? No, I don't think he'll leave. He'll be all right. He's not going to leave. He just needs time. We've kind of concluded the fact that he still needs time. If you want to go back and watch what we did mention, yeah. Well, I'm just reading that comment. It's Pav that takes those questions. What do you mean? Can you see a Tuchel pattern in Chelsea's play? Yeah. I saw that pattern from the day get-go, bruv. Like, the guy, that's why I was so impressed with him. To walk into a team and then in 24 hours, one training session, to implement your style immediately, it was crazy, So, yeah, I think it's fantastic. Dave, opinion on goalkeeper, that guy. Maths, he's a good guy, but I think his hand control is what separates him from everything. I think he's an absolutely quality controller of the balls. But yeah, I need to shut up and log off this live because I'm giving absolute waffle now. It's gone from a serious live stream to absolute bullshit. I mean, it's Pav that scouts players and tells you if he's good on it. Yeah. So actually, right. Yeah. I know what you're on about. Pav would be fantastic for this. Shall I bring him on? Shall I bring someone on before I leave? Let me know, guys. I might stay on for like 15 more minutes and bring on a friend of mine. Let's see what he's doing. Let me bring him in. You guys are gonna like Pav. Yo, Pav, I'm live right now on Blues Fans TV. Do you wanna jump on, lad? But yeah, he's Pav's actually really good. He'll tell you what players we do need. I think a transfer question for him will be fantastic if he does come on for the last 10 minutes before we switch off the live. So we'll wait for him before we dip. I'm really excited for tomorrow, boys, because I can't wait. If Liverpool drop points tomorrow, it's huge, man. It's absolutely massive. It changes our season completely. Absolutely completely. So yeah, I bring on someone. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm message Pav right now, so hopefully he'll come on. We need to get it an hour long. All right, 15 more minutes. I'll stick around and chat some absolute nonsense to you guys. Why not? Let me sit up. Right, my throat is definitely hurting. I need Pav to reply to me. Come on, Pav Selen, what are you doing, my friend? I'm gonna surprise call him and see if he can come in like this. Throw some more questions, guys, before I dip. So I can answer them while I wait for Pav. What's your prediction for tomorrow, guys? The Liverpool game. I think I'm going for a 2-0 Leicester win. I don't mind Leicester winning the league, but Liverpool cannot win it. Listen, if there's one team apart from Chelsea that I do not care, and actually I'm happy for when they win the league, is Leicester. Just because I think everyone like admires their play, their story. So I couldn't care less if they win it. It's not like I want to celebrate their win, but I'll be happy for them if they do win it. But yeah, I cannot stand Liverpool winning it again. It just can't happen. Leicester about to mess up. Please listen, Brendan Rodgers. If you're watching, my friend, listen to me carefully. We backed your club. When you won the title, well, you didn't win it, but when your club won the title, we were the ones that secured the bag for you, man. Don't forget it. Tottenham Hotspurs, Eden Hazard, fantastical goal. So listen to me carefully. Tomorrow against your former team, by the way, right? Against your former team, go and prove your point, bruv. Go and do what you got to do for Chelsea, your other former team, yeah, from back in the day and that. Go and do what you got to do and help us get to fourth, all right? Do you play Ultimate Team, says Dave Mealing. I play FIFA. I don't play Ultimate Team. I do play Pro Clubs and Career Mode. So I'm gonna actually play clubs tonight. I've got a clubs video coming on my channel, Viper Sport. So make sure to subscribe to that. And I've got career mode content coming as well. I don't mind listening. Hold on, what is it? When the hell is fans gonna be back at Stamford Bridge? Honestly, you'd have to Boris that question because I have no idea, not a clue. I could not tell you when fans are coming back. And I hope it's soon, man. Inshallah, as I would say. What do you think the Zuma Rudiger and Christensen centre back partnership? I think Ashby needs to go in there just because he adds a completely different style to those lot. So I'd go for the two partnerships. So Zuma and Christensen, I think. But I think he's going to play Rudiger because Rudiger's become the first team player. I think it might be Rudiger and Christensen that start against Newcastle. Clubs got to help clubs, you know. Yeah, clubs got to help clubs. We were also the ones that bagged Liverpool the league. Yeah, man. Wait, hold on. Yeah, we were as well. We beat Man City. Listen, when we're not winning the league, we're helping other teams win the league. So it's one of them ones, isn't it? Like we're just a charity club at times. We just give people the opportunity to do what they got to do, you know. So yeah, we're out here doing our thing. Cool, bro. DM'd. Cool, man. Let me know what your at is so I can look out for it. Go get some water, man. Yeah, you can tell that my throat is gone. Ugh. Hold on, let me see if there's any more tea in this. It's vile. Cold tea, you know. Not the one, lads. Not the one. Charity FC back at it again, 100%. Apart from when Man U lost versus West Brom to let Man City win the league. Yeah, but no, we're the ones though. We do it in a much better style. We do it in the best style. We win to help clubs win. You know, we don't lose. We're not about that life. Just to let you know, I think Frank had the best winning percentage in the league. So levels. And not in the league, sorry, out of Ole and Arteta, not in the league. What position are you on clubs? I think we're in the 3rd or 4th division. Can't remember. Get your siblings now. All right. Pav has not replied to me, which is very, very sad. Because I can't get him on. But I want to tell you guys, please make sure to subscribe to Blues Fans TV, and then please also subscribe to me, Viper Sport. Tomorrow at 12 p.m. we will be live for Liverpool versus Leicester City. A live watch along, live commentary. I don't just watch it and be quiet. I will be talking, commentating on the game, keeping you up to date with exactly what's going on. So if you're not actually watching the game, you can actually watch me because I'll keep you up to date. Yeah. After that, I'll be live for Match of the Day. And then on Sunday, we'll be back. Plenty of content. I will be doing a reaction to the starting 11, previewing the game. And obviously, man like Carefree Lewis will be on doing the watch along. And then after that, he will be doing the call in. If you want to join the call in, make sure to join our Patreon. I don't know how to bloody say it, but I know the link's below. You just join that, and then you can come on to Blues Fans TV and have your say about the game on Monday. So yeah, other than that, guys, I think I've covered every corner of the thing that can be covered. If you want to see me more on the channel, by the way, make sure to let them know, because then we can build a Blues army, can't we? The boys, the boys of Viper. I don't know. That sounds bad. So I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm waffling at this point. It's been your boy Viper Sport Fuad. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Have a fantastic weekend. I will hopefully, inshallah, see you tomorrow on my channel, and then we will see you here for the watch along against Newcastle United. Up the Blues. I'll